Winter is almost here, and I really do hope that you have started thinking about and have stocked up on some of your winter essentials. In case you have not, do not despair, because in this video I'm going to discuss all the things that you should make sure that you're stocked up on before the winter begins. So, as you know, we are doing a winter preparation series right here on the Real Zedbee, where we are preparing our crowns for the winter season so that we are flourishing, so that sonke zibe bahle. So if you don't want to be left out in the cold, make sure that you click that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can get notified every time that I post. If you have missed episode 1 of the series, don't despair, because I'm going to link it up here as well as in the description box, so make sure that you are all caught up. Right, so going into winter, I need us to have a game plan, okay? I need us to go in there with a plan, because as they say, failing to plan is planning to fail. So we are going to start right at the beginning. What are the tools that are going to assist you to be able to prepare your hair and to also protect your hair throughout the winter, okay? This is why episode 2 of this series, which is this episode, I'm going to be talking about some of the must-haves for the winter season. So without rambling on too much, let's get into the first item. Okay, so the first item, and it goes without saying, because if you do not use this on your locks, you are applying for tears. It will definitely end in tears if you don't have this item in your routine, right? And you can get it from anywhere. So basically, the item is water. I have a spray water bottle here. I have a spray water bottle here, and even though it's empty, it's just for the purpose of this video as sort of like a teaching aid, if you will. But basically, you would put water in the spray water bottle, and that is the most essential and important part of your lock hair routine all year round. But now, leading up to winter, it is going to be of utmost importance. You need to up your water intake as you're about to lead into the winter months. You need to make sure that you're drinking more water. You need to make sure that you are at regular periods washing your hair with water. That you are now on a regular period spraying your hair with water. So what I suggest is that you get another spray water bottle about this size. I got this one from Uncle Paul's. It was about 15 Rand. I'm sure you can get this anywhere in the world, but basically a spray water bottle this size that you can put water in, pop it in your bag, have one in the car, have one by your bedside table, so that every time you see it, you can spray your hair with water to make sure that you are replenishing all the moisture that is going to be lost in the cold winter air. So yeah, you need to make sure that you're replenishing. You need to make sure that you are adding back moisture as often as possible throughout the winter season. And yeah, one thing that you can also do is you can have your spray water bottle, but you can also have a moisturizing mix that you put in the spray water bottle that is going to contain a large portion of water. Now I will talk about the moisturizing mix a lot later on in the series. Just make sure that you get a tiny one of these things. And most importantly, keep yourself and your hair hydrated with water. A lot of people will say to you that distilled water is better than tap water because tap water contains all sorts of metals and chemicals that have an adverse effect on your hair. And that may well be true, but let us be realistic about our own circumstances. Like, if you can afford to put distilled water on your hair, to wash your hair with distilled water, to spritz your hair with distilled water, then go ahead, girl, do that. A vast majority of us, you can just use tap water. It will work. Maybe not just as well, but it will work well enough to replenish the moisture in your hair. So don't worry about getting distilled water or getting water that's bought from the shop. What you can do is that you can take your tap water, you boil it, you let it cool, and then you can use that. If you are concerned about having chemicals and metals in your hair, then you can just boil the water so that the chemicals can evaporate, and then you can use the water that way. So don't worry if you don't have the money to be buying bottles of distilled water all the time. Literally just use whatever you have. So the next thing that I want to talk about is a lot related to my first point, and this is rose water. Now babes, it's winter now, ne? So your routine needs to be a little bit here, ne? This is why I suggest rose water together with your normal water, or even in place of your normal water, because what rose water does is it restores dry, brittle, and damaged hair. So going into the winter season, as we've already established, you are going to be dealing with dryness to some sort of degree, right? So this is why I suggest rose water, because it has those qualities that it will be able to replenish and restore your hair if it's dry, or if it's brittle, or if it's damaged from maybe color, or maybe from the winter season. And then another thing about rose water is that it balances the pH in your scalp, and also it decreases the appearance of frizz. So this is more attractive to those of you who want to keep your retwist nice and fresh, and you don't want your new growth or your frizz to be popping out soon after you've done your retwist. So in order to be replenishing or spritzing your hair with water, but then also not standing the risk of having frizz on your fresh retwist, then I do suggest that you use rose water, because with rose water you'll be getting all the benefits of putting water into your hair, in that you will be hydrating your hair and your scalp, but the appearance of frizz will be decreased, so your retwist will look as fresh as possible for longer. And another thing I love about rose water is the fact that it adds a nice shine and sheen to your hair, you know, without, you know, putting these heavy oils on your hair. One thing about oils is when you put oils in the morning, they tend to, like, you know, ruin your makeup, and they'll be doing all sorts of things. And then another thing that I love about rose water is the fact that it decreases or even eliminates dandruff. And most of all, most importantly, rose water just smells delicious. It smells so good. It literally smells like a rose. So who doesn't want their hair to smell beautiful, okay? So the places that I know of where you can get rose water is from Discam, but it's literally always sold out. And then you can also get it from Woolies for 17 Rand for like a little thing like this. I think it's a little bit smaller than my water bottle, I think it's a little bit smaller than this, but you can get a bottle from Woolies for 17 Rand. But I have been loving to just make my own rose water. I was actually inspired by a video from Still Near Beer, where she did a DIY rose water, and I was like, you know what? I don't have to be spending so much money to make rose water, and I don't have to be disappointed when the rose water, you know, is not at the stores. So that's why I decided to make my own rose water. And also, like, I love making it because I can add my own twist to it. I can add all the essential oils and all the smells that I want to add to it. So I really enjoy making this little DIY rose water. and trust me, it will work just as well as the store-bought rose water. So if you are trying to save some coin, if you are trying to have gang rose water, and by that I mean a lot of it for a small price, then yeah, go ahead and make your own. As I said, this recipe is from Still Near Beer. Those of you who know that she's one of my favorite vlog content creators. So when I saw her do this, I was like, yes, that, sign me up. Anyways, so what you're going to need for this little scientific experiment is you're going to need your spray water bottles, obviously. So this is going to be your main spray water bottle, and this is going to be the spray water bottle that you put in your bag when you go to work, when you go to school, when you go to church, when you go on a date. It's going to be one of those things that you carry around with you all the time. And then obviously you're going to need some roses. Now I got these roses from a little store called Protea Flower. I think it's Protea Flower. Protea Florist, I'm sorry. Protea Florist in Vincent, and they sell this bunch. They sold me this bunch for like 50 rand, literally. So you literally don't have to buy those rose bunches for like 100 rand or 160 rand at some stores. Look for a cheap florist, or look for a nursery around your hometown, and you know, buy yourself a bunch of roses, or buy yourself 1 or 2 roses, okay? Literally I bought a bunch because I want to have a lot of rose water, but you can literally use 1 or 2 roses, it will be fine. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my rose water. Okay, Bandasa, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're basically going to be taking your roses, and you know, you're going to take your petals, and then you're just going to be putting them in to a little bowl like this. While you are doing this, make sure that you have a kettle of water boiling. Hey guys, so here are my beautiful rose petals. Look at that. That is so beautiful. I wish I could just have it like this. But what you are going to do is you're going to pour just like a kettle of boiling water onto the roses. I don't know if I should hold it up here. No, let me not. I'm gonna burn myself. Hold please. So you're literally going to pour some boiling water on top of the roses. This smells so nice, you guys. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell what I'm smelling right now. Because I have a lot of roses, I'm just gonna pour all of my, most of my water. So I filled this bowl with literally some water. So you can have the rose water sit for a few minutes, but I'm going to let it sit overnight because I want to make sure I'm getting like all the goodness out of it. So I'm just going to let it sit overnight. I'm going to let it cool down now, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator once it's nice and cooled down, and then I'll see you tomorrow to show you how I am going to put the rose water together and have it smelling nice and lovely, okay? Yes, so good morning. I come back. So I have let the rose water sit in overnight, so let us see what it looks like. I'm just gonna get it out of the fridge real quick. So here it is straight out of the fridge. It's a really pretty like pink color. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, as you can see, it's a really like pretty pink color. Oh my gosh, that is so cold. So the rose petals are not completely white. They have formed into this light pink color, and then the rose water itself, it looks like it's kind of like a deep, is it light or is it deep? A pink color, but we'll see when we take it out what it's gonna look like. So I'm gonna be putting it in this little jug. So what you're gonna need is a strainer. Okay, so this is how my rose water came out looking. It's like, it is quite red, hey, it's quite a deep red. It's like maroon kind of red. It smells a little bit like the roses, but it doesn't have much of a smell. I don't know if you can drink this, but literally it looks so delicious. It looks like a delicious grape juice, so I'm quite tempted to drink it, but I don't know if that would be a safe thing to do. Anyways, to add to my little rose water, I'm going to add this oil blend by Inuka. It's actually got grapeseed oil, lavender, thyme, lemon, all the good stuff in it. So I like the way that this smells. So I'm just gonna add it to my rose water just to add like a nice little smell. So I'm gonna add like a few drops of it into my rose water, and then yeah, just literally stir that in. Ooh, it smells so good now. Obviously you can add any essential oils that you want to add. I just decided I want to add this because, you know, I'm kind of getting sick of smelling like eucalyptus and tea tree and herbs. So this, it smells so good. Anyway, I'm just going to put my little handbag rose water in here. And guys, you can spray this on your face as well. As well as on your hair, but I'm doing it primarily for my hair. And don't mind the fact that the oil might like sit at the top. As you know, oil and water does not really mix, but when you're about to spray it, just give it a nice little shake and then spray it. Oh my gosh. And then there's your little handbag rose water for like a fraction of the price you would have paid. And then this is going to be my main spray water bottle, so I'm going to put all of this in here. Smells so good. And I actually have some extra to refill my little handbag water bottle whenever I need to. And that is a quick and easy way to do rose water. Obviously you don't have to, you know, have it sitting overnight. I just chose to have it sitting overnight because you know, I want to get the best and the most value for my money. But literally I could see it already being ready after like maybe 30 minutes if you are in a hurry. But yeah, these are my little homemade rose waters. Put yourself on. Put yourself on. And it makes quite a lot, you guys. It makes a lot. So put yourself onto some rose water, child. The next thing that you should make sure that you have is glycerin, because glycerin has amazing water retention properties. Now, I normally get my glycerin from Pep stores, but I'm sure you can also get it from Pick n Pay. I think I've seen it at Pick n Pay. Not too sure, but I always get it from Pep stores. It's a bottle about that big, so, and it's not too expensive. So if you don't have glycerin already, then make sure that you go and get yourself a bottle. You are definitely going to need a bottle of glycerin for the purpose of this winter series. So make sure that you are all stocked up if you have run out. And another thing that I like to advise people to have for the purposes of the moisturizing mix is also aloe vera juice. Now I get my aloe vera juice from Discam. I'm not sure where else you can get it, but I get it from Discam. It's about 80 Rand for I want to say it's 1 liter for about 80 Rand. So also make sure that you're stocked up on that, because aloe vera is also good at replenishing what has been damaged, what is dry and what is brittle. So those properties sound like things that come with winter, so you're gonna need to make sure that you have something with aloe vera in it. And it's also good at adding moisture. So you can use it as a liquid in your Aloe method, as well as it's also good at retaining moisture. So it's a very good thing to have this winter. So it's not an absolute must, because you can literally just use water or rose water. But if you want that added kick, that added level, you know, especially if you are in some of the coldest areas in the country, then go ahead and get yourself a bottle of aloe vera juice. The last thing that I suggest that you are all stocked up on are your oils. Haike. This one is a given. This one is a given. As a loc person, you always have to have some kind of oils, but I have a selection of specific oils that I use only in winter because of their ability to help moisturization, and also their ability to replenish and restore what has been damaged and dried out by winter. So if you would like me to include a video just specifically on the oils that you should have for winter in this winter series, then give this video a big thumbs up and I will be more than happy to add it onto this winter series. So yes, if you have all of or even most of the above mentioned items, then you should be all sorted and grand for winter. I'm actually interested to know how many people actually prepare their hair for winter, so I would like you to share in the comment section below. Do you personally prepare your hair for winter? And if you do, how do you prepare your hair for winter? Share with us, comment down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.